the 4 energies you need to get anything it is that you want out of life. All right. Now, I learned this from somebody. His name's Sean Callagher, right? He's the founder of a foundation called Unblinded. He used these 4 energies to overcome blindness. He was told at a young age, right, that he would be blind in his early adulthood. But despite that, he beat the odds. He founded a law firm, sold it for millions and millions of dollars, now has this foundation that helps other people get the most out of his life. Very inspirational story. And using these 4 energies is the same way I was able to speed run the corporate ladder, stack up a ton of money so that way I could just leave, pursue my real passion of full-time content creation for you guys, okay? So these are the 4 things that he taught. And these 4 energies, I'll give them to you right now and then we'll go into detail, right? First one, aspirational energy. Second, fun. Third, goddess. And fourth, Zeus. All right, so number 1, aspirational energy. What is that? What is it to aspire to something? That is having a dream, regardless how big it is, right? Regardless of how much the odds are stacked against you, being able to look at it and being like, you know what? Yes, we can do it. Yes, 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 we can do it, right? This is like Martin Luther King, right? This is Rocky Balboa in a fiction sense. These are people who have this underdog story, this insurmountable odds, but because of their aspirational energy, they're able to fight through it, right? Martin Luther King had to fight through oppression, through racism, through violence, right? Rocky Balboa, all that training, being put down, being doubted. Even in real life, Sylvester Stallone, if you want to go that route, right? All these people told him that, no, you're not a movie writer, dude. I'm not going to buy your movie. I'm not going to give you a chance. And then finally somebody did, right? Dude, he couldn't even feed his dog. He had to sell his dog to freaking eat one day. And because he couldn't even feed the dog, he had to give up his dog. And then the beautiful part about that story is after Rocky took off and the franchise made millions and millions and millions, he actually bought his dog back. How wholesome is that? But that's the importance of aspirational energy. In the face of everyone telling you no, in the face of logic saying it's not possible, aspiring to the next level and saying, you know what? Yes, we freaking can. If it can be conceived, you know, the old trite saying goes, like, if it can be conceived, it can be achieved. But like, these are real examples, okay? Now, the second thing is fun energy, right? Because, dude, if you're not having fun, you're going to burn out quick, okay? If you don't know how to have fun now when you're broke, when you don't have much to your name, how are you going to have fun when you have $1 million, right? If you haven't learned how to have fun now, no amount of money is going to be able to change. Sure, you'll be able to do more, but the aspect of fun is a skill in itself. Some people don't know how to have fun. Like, I'll go out with certain people and just they're energy vampires. They don't know how to be fun people, and people avoid unfun people, right? So it's not fun energy for the sake of other people liking you. It's so you could like yourself. You could enjoy your own company, right? For example, fun for me sometimes is just going to a cafe, reading a book. Sometimes fun for me is just busting my ass trying to do a handstand when I go up against the fence, right? Fun is just like, it's that essence, it's that elixir of life. Because if not for that, what's the point, right? Me and my buddy are going to Italy next month, and you know, right now I am in a phase of building business, right? Building content. But if I don't enjoy myself on the way, when we go there, we're gonna people watch, we're gonna try coffee, we're gonna just see the stupid shit around, we're gonna see history, we're gonna have a fun time. And if it's not for those fun times, you don't even remind yourself of why you're doing it all, why you're putting in 40, 50, 60-hour weeks, why you're posting videos, maybe they're not getting views, right? You gotta have fun along the way to enjoy the process, otherwise the process destroys you, okay? Now, the third is goddess energy, right? Now, goddess, what he's alluding to here is feminine energy, not in the sense of like getting your nails done or like, I don't know, like the girly shit. I'm not too like informed on girly shit subjects, but feminine energy though is a different dynamic, right? It's the yin, it's the yang. This is being present, okay? This is practicing acceptance, okay? Notice how like my tone of voice shifts. It's not because I'm being fake. Sometimes when I'm making videos on realer subjects, I have to dial into this empathy, this empath, this presence. And then other times I need to dial into that fun, aspirational. Okay, it's not because like I'm fake and putting on different masks. It's because I'm just tapping into different energies. And we'll talk about the last energy in a second, but the importance of this one of being present, right? Because oftentimes on this journey of whatever you're doing, whether it's building a business, building a physique, losing weight, whatever it could be, we don't get there immediately, especially bigger goals. Rome isn't built in a day, right? So what we have to do is accept where we are. Not concede to where we are, but accept it. Be where our own two feet are. It's okay, maybe I'm 300 pounds now, but in a year, I won't be. And guess what? Tomorrow, I won't be. The next day, I won't be. But right now, I have to accept that. All right, I need to be able to look in the mirror and accept who I am. Because without that self-love, nothing gets done, right? Right now, maybe no one's viewing my videos. Maybe tomorrow they won't either. But once you accept that this is the importance of detachment, right? Everybody loves to talk about manifestation, but what they miss is the aspect of detachment. Because if you're not willing to detach from outcomes, you're going to get frustrated quickly when you don't see the money coming in from the business, when you don't see the views and the comments coming into your videos, when you don't see the weight dropping on the scale. You're going to quickly get frustrated and give up. So that's where that goddess energy, right? In the same way, like right now, let's say you're in a position where you're not earning enough income that you feel. But in the same way that God provides for the birds, the bees, the flowers, He provides for us too. That's that goddess energy, trusting. Trusting is one of the biggest aspects of that goddess energy, and knowing how to tap into that, regardless of if you are a girl, if you are a masculine man, you need to learn how to tap into that goddess energy. And then on the one hand of that goddess energy, the fourth energy that Mr. Callaghy talked about was Zeus energy, okay? This Zeus energy is like Leonidas, like Maximus. This is the immovable object, right? The unbreakable rock. Sometimes you need to tap into that. Sometimes it is that time, that goddess energy where you need to sit back, accept, analyze, have empathy for yourself, right? But other times you do need to lock in. This is where sometimes, like when I was coming up in corporate, this is where most people are working 40 hours a week. I was doing 50, 60, 70, if you factor in certain commutes I was doing, right? But this is what separated me. This is what, all the tasks that everybody else wasn't willing to do, Austin raised his hand. He said, I'll do it. And because I took those opportunities, I speed ran the freaking corporate ladder, right? While everyone else was afraid to take on certain challenges, I raised my hand and said, fuck it, let's do it. Let's take it on right now. And dude, I won't lie to you. Certain times, the freaking hours did get to me. When I was working 70 hours a week and I was coming home from a 2-hour commute, I would fucking scream. I was losing my mind. But guess what? I knew that reward was on the other side. And sure enough, it was, right? For you, sometimes that's showing up to the gym when you don't want to. It's waking up 2 hours early when you don't want to, so you can make time for the gym, make time for your meals, okay? And when it's building your business, sometimes it's staying up, it's missing that night of sleep because you have to act on something now, right? That's that Leonidas, that Maximus energy of not moving from where you are, standing your ground, holding firm, right? Sometimes you need that, okay? And again, you don't want to be too much of one energy. You got to learn how to dial into each. There's 4 of these energies, right? Sometimes you need to have fun. Sometimes you need to be accepting. Sometimes you just need something to aspire to, like Rocky, right? And other times you need to be that immovable object, right? There's no such thing as being fake in that sense. You're just tapping into those energies. And once you learn how to tap and use all those energies as a manifold to pull from, that's when you start getting everything you want, right? When you're able to dream big enough to get what you actually want. Aspirational, right? When you're willing to put in the hard work that no one else does, the Zeus energy. When you're willing to accept that, hey, I'm not where I am right now, but I will be, the goddess energy. And last, like the fun energy, right? What are we doing this all for? Am I having fun along the way? Am I learning how to enjoy myself now so I could enjoy it to the fullest later? All right. guys, I hope this helped. If you have any questions, drop in the comment below. I would check out Sean Callaghan. He's a great guy. I'm not affiliated with him anyway. I was just truly inspired by the way he spoke. And I really resonate with his message. And I hope you resonated with this one. I'll see you in the next video.